Hey guys, so last week Logan shared about how our creativity draws us closer to God. And that's because God created everything, right? But there is a problem, and we're going to explore that a little bit today in our Bible study in Romans chapter 1, verse 18 through 25. In this passage, it reiterates what Logan was talking about last week. In verse 20, it says, "Since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power, and his divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse." So essentially, God, he has this eternal power, he has this divine nature, and we can't see that except for in creation. When you look at all that has been created, you can see God's eternal power, you can see God's divine nature. So it's an amazing thing. And that's oftentimes what art and creativity does. Art and creativity it's basically an expression of something, right? And think about when you come out here and you create an edit, right? Like you come out, you film some stuff, and then you're gonna pick a song for that edit. And you select that song with a lot of intentionality, right? You pick something that's fast and energetic, or maybe it's slowed down a little bit, it goes with your style. You're trying to express a certain feeling to your audience, right? The people who are watching your clip. You want them to know those drippy beats represent you, or that riff and rock and roll guitar is that's who you are, right? It represents who you are and what you want them to feel as they watch your edit. And so you pick your song to express who you are and how you feel, and you're expressing something that is unseen. So God's creation does a similar thing. Psalms 19, verse 1 and 2, it says, "The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge." So basically, back in Romans, it's saying that all men are without excuse because we can't claim to not know God or to not understand who God is, because all of creation declares his glory day after day, right? His eternal power, his divine nature can clearly be seen in everything that was created, and that includes you and me. And so we should be glorifying and worshiping God. But here's the problem. Think about it like this, okay? We, the way that we suit up and get ready to go ski, snowboard, everybody does it a little bit differently. Some people, they get all kitted out in Gore-Tex and bright poppy colors. Some people, like me, like to wear all black. Some people, they just go out and they rock some bibs and, just a flannel. And then you got some people the real in thing today is wearing those super duper baggy snow pants, right? That's all there is. And then some people just rock some jeans and a hoodie, But the reason everybody's dressing so creatively is because they're trying to express some individuality. They're trying to make themselves stand out. They're trying to express who they are in different ways with their creativity. But the more that we do that, we're essentially putting the spotlight on ourselves. We're trying to absorb glory for ourselves. Instead of reflecting that glory to God and giving God that glory, we're trying to receive that glory ourselves. And that's the problem, right? In Romans chapter 1, verse 25, it says that we exchanged the truth of God for a lie, and we worshiped and served created things rather than the Creator, who is forever praised. So instead of worshiping and glorifying God with our creativity, we work to glorify ourselves with our creativity. So it's like walking up to a snowboard with a really cool snowboard graphic and being like, "This is a sick snowboard," and then not giving any credit to the person who designed that graphic, right? That's basically what we're doing. You and I, we are created to give God glory, and our ability to create things is to give God glory. But we often take and absorb that glory for ourselves rather than reflecting it and giving it to God. So everything that we create should bring glory to God. And if it doesn't, that's the wickedness that it's talking about in Romans chapter 1, verse 18 through 25. That's idolatry. It's where we're worshiping images rather than the Creator. Like we're worshiping creation, we're worshiping ourselves, we're worshiping the song, we're worshiping the board, we're worshiping whatever it might be, rather than worshiping the Creator. And essentially, we're suppressing the truth about who God is, and we're making ourselves out to be God, or we're making something else, some created thing, out to be God. So I want to challenge you this week, is what you create, think about this, is what you create, the way that you dress, the way that you live, the art that you make, the lines you film, the videos you make, the music you make, is it meant to glorify God, or is it meant to glorify yourself? And I want to challenge you this week, like, are you worshiping created things, or are you worshiping the Creator Himself? Go out this week and worship God. Create something that gives glory to God in a unique and creative way. We'll see you next week.